Have you ever sat down after a long day? You start talking to your cat like a human being, and you wonder what your cat is really thinking. They just sit there, staring deeply into your soul, like they understand every single word. And that is the strange part. Sometimes it really feels like they do. But the truth is your cat actually reacting to your words? Or are they reacting to your raw emotions? Why do some cats suddenly meow back? Or offer a slow blink? Or step closer exactly when you feel broken? What does that silent look actually mean? You will be shocked to know the real answer. Let us uncover the hidden truth right now. First, we desperately need to reset our reality. Cats absolutely do not process human language the way we do. The biggest mistake owners make is believing their cat follows the plot of their story. While they learn to recognize specific survival words like their name, they are not listening to your complex grammar. So what do they actually hear when you speak? Your cat may not understand every single word, but they intensely feel the hidden rhythm. They feel the sharp tone, and they feel the heavy emotion buried in your voice. It is exactly like standing in freezing water. You feel the invisible movement shifting all around you. You may not focus on every tiny ripple, but you still feel the massive current. Their delicate ears are absolute masterpieces of biological engineering. A normal human being can hear up to 20,000 hertz, but a cat can hear up to 64,000 hertz. They constantly hear high-pitched ultrasounds. These sounds represent pure dead silence to our ears. Your cat clearly hears the desperate squeak of a tiny mouse, hidden deep on the other side of a thick brick wall. They hear the nearly imperceptible hum of your phone charger. They even hear the microscopic rustle of your clothes. They violently evolved to hunt incredibly small prey in the dead of night, so their entire physical world is built on hypersensitive acoustics. When you speak, your cat does not just hear your voice. They physically absorb you. Every tiny shift in your vocal tone, every heavy pause lingering between your words, the sharp tension caught in your breath, it all instantly becomes part of a complex symphony. They use it to map out your exact emotional state. They are not listening to your boring story. They are listening to the dramatic music playing behind it. But if cats are not listening to words, how on earth do they know it is you talking? Okay, you might be thinking right now, if they only hear background music, how do they know it is me? The answer lies hidden in their terrifying associative memory. Cats do not just casually live in the present moment. They actively record specific moments that matter to their survival. Think deeply about this scenario. When you finally come home and say hello, your cat does not understand the grammatical structure, but they have carefully filed that specific sound. That exact melody is kept in a highly secured drawer. Deep inside their mind, that exact sound is folded neatly next to your comforting scent. The heavy, predictable rhythm of your footsteps. They are incredibly smart at picking out repetitive sounds. It is a beautiful symphony of context. And your familiar voice is the lead emotional instrument. Over the years, you are blindly building an emotional library. Deep inside your cat's mind. Every single time you speak with gentle love, you are actively laying down thick threads of permanent memory. You are creating a vast emotional archive where your specific voice lives forever. Your tone becomes a physical memory. Your rhythm becomes pure physical reassurance. In one famous scientific experiment, researchers secretly played hidden recordings to unsuspecting cats. When they heard strangers' voices, the cats showed absolutely zero interest. But the very second they heard their own human's voice, their sensitive ears would immediately flick. Their heads would instantly turn. They recognized the safe sound of home. Your voice is the permanent soundtrack to their ultimate safety. But recognizing your voice is only the shallow surface level. Let us go even deeper into this terrifying concept. Scientific studies clearly show that cats are hypersensitive to prosody. It is the musical, emotional aspect of human speech. The rising tone, the fast rhythm, the sharp intonation. Cats are absolute undisputed masters at decoding this. Think carefully about the weird way we instinctively talk to babies. we automatically use a much higher, softer sing-song voice. In nearly every single human culture, a high-pitched melodic tone is universally perceived as non-threatening. Cats respond to this specific frequency completely instinctively. Conversely, a low, sudden booming tone heavily resembles a dangerous growl. It is a massive warning signal of death. This is exactly why you can say a beautiful sentence. But if you say it with a harsh, angry tone, your cat will instantly stiffen in terror. But you can whisper pure, sweet nonsense words, and they will slowly come closer, purring loudly. The real meaning behind this is profound. It is not what you say. It is exactly how you make their body feel. You physically become their emotional barometer. Your specific voice is their daily weather. A calm, steady tone is a beautiful sunny day. A tense, sharp tone is a dark approaching storm. We have the incredible power to completely soothe our cat, or violently stress them, just by opening our mouths and speaking. But do not ignore this, because listening is only half of the conversation. The final sign will absolutely blow your mind. O will be shocked to know that while you are talking, they are answering you constantly. But they use a secret language most of us are completely blind to. A silent language built on subtle body movements. It starts with the eyes. Picture the room dimly lit by pale moonlight. The gentle ticking of the clock. Your cat looking right at you. Have you ever noticed that incredibly slow blink? The biggest mistake owners make is thinking their cat is just sleepy. Absolutely do not ignore this. It is a gesture of absolute pure trust. In the wild feline world, a direct stare is a deadly challenge. To willingly close their eyes in front of a predator is the ultimate act of vulnerability. That slow blink is the feline equivalent of whispering "I love you." When you speak softly, they are perfectly mirroring your calm energy. Let us talk about the tail. It is a highly tuned emotional antenna. A tail held straight up with a slight curve means "I am so glad to hear your voice." A twitching tail could be severe irritation. And then we have the gentle headbutt against your chin. Sometimes it is not so gentle at 5 a.m. You think this is just a cute sign of affection. The real meaning behind this will change everything. It is a primal act of scent marking. Cats possess hidden scent glands on their face. By forcefully rubbing their cheeks against your skin, they are depositing their unique scent. They are screaming in their chemical language, "You are a part of my family. You belong to me." When they rub against your leg right after you speak, they are sealing the conversation with physical touch. I have heard your voice, and I answer with my physical presence. But some responses go way beyond body language. Let us uncover the truth about cat empathy. There is an incredibly cruel myth out there that cats are cold and completely indifferent, that they only tolerate our presence for food. Anyone who has truly shared their space with a cat knows this is a complete lie. The truth is, their empathy is subtle and surgical. In human psychology, there is a fascinating concept called attunement. It is the rare ability to sense and respond to another emotional state in real time. Cats are the undisputed natural masters of attunement. They live in a shadowy world where absolute stillness carries a heavy meaning. When you are crying and feeling broken, your physical posture changes. Your breathing becomes shallow. They feel it instantly. This is why a cat who usually keeps his distance will slowly walk over and curl up tightly on your chest. The cat is not trying to magically fix your problems. It is choosing to share the heavy space of your negative emotion. It bravely moves directly toward your radiating pain. It offers its warm, vibrating presence as a solid anchor. They soften the exact moment you soften. This is a form of emotional intelligence so deep we humans fail to recognize it. And if that intense emotional sensitivity is real, then your voice becomes the core foundation of their safety. Think about their daily rituals. The morning alarm followed by your sleepy voice. The metallic pop of a food can. The sharp jingle of metal keys at the door. These are the massive pillars holding up their fragile world. Your voice is the ultimate soundtrack to these sacred rituals. When you speak, you are physically reinforcing their reality. You are reaffirming the unbreakable bond of trust. This is exactly why your sudden absence can be so terrifyingly disorienting. It is a violent break in their fundamental rhythm. Your return restores the delicate balance. When you speak, they do not hear a strict instruction. They sense the comforting presence of a glowing lighthouse. What does your cat really think when you talk to them? They primarily think in pure raw feelings. This sound means ultimate safety. This warm presence is my home. The deepest conversation you will ever have with your cat is never about the specific words. It is about sharing a silent, invisible frequency. You become two connected souls moving gracefully within the exact same soundscape. One is vocal, one is completely silent, but both are completely aware of each other. So here is the real, terrifying mystery. If your cat truly hears your tone, your raw emotion, and your physical presence, why do they sometimes completely ignore you and act like you do not even exist at all? You will have to wait for the next video to discover why that cold silence can mean ultimate trust or something much more dangerous. Make sure to like this video, drop a comment below, and subscribe to Meow Logic so you never miss your daily dose of Meow Logic.